Hi everyone, welcome to the BNP Leadership Challenge meeting. I'm here speaking to you from Tower Hill in the grounds of the memorial of merchant seamen that died in the First World War and the Second World War. In fact, one of our members in Basildon, the former Basildon Organiser, Len Heather, he has 3 uncles on the memorial over there. Len lost 3 uncles in the Second World War. I guess that's why we're in the British National Party, isn't it? Because we're carrying on the work of our armed forces in those conflicts, who wanted to give us British freedoms, a British way of life, British security, given away at the moment by the Lib Lab Con. I guess like me, you're at this conference because you see a decline in the British National Party over the last few years. We've run up lots of debts, we've lost very good members and activists and organisers. Nick Griffin over the years has fallen out with many good people, and we need everybody in the BNP if we're to succeed going forward. From the heady days of 2006, where we got 12 councillors elected in Barking and Dagenham, 700 candidates in 2007, the euphoria of the GLA member being elected in 2008, and then culminating in 2 MEPs in 2009. We all thought the BNP was on the up and up. Sadly, it seems to be in serious decline at the moment. That's why we've organised this conference. There will be a challenger. He will be talking to you today, and no doubt you'll have many questions to give him and ask him. Hope he can answer those questions, and I hope that this year culminates in a change of leader and a change of management, so that once again we can put this party of ours on an upward curve and ultimately be the salvation of the people of these islands. Enjoy the conference.
The current leadership of our party continually offers assurances to the members. Don't worry, the problems are all being solved. Don't worry, the thing is more or less on course. The party leadership's technique is to continually offer assurances. The problem with that is one cannot accept these assurances on face value. Let me give you a concrete example. On the Advisory Council meeting that took place 3 weeks after last year's general election, the National Treasurer assured the Advisory Council, in the presence of the Chairman, that all debts had been paid, all bills had been paid with regard to the general election, there were no problems with the party's finances, everything was hunky-dory. A year later, we discover that printers and other firms who'd made our general election possible by printing millions of leaflets for us, and transport firms who were contracted by the party to transport these millions of leaflets to Royal Mail post office sorting offices from one end of the country to the other. What do you think our shock and horror was when a year later we discover that these printers and these transport firms and other companies are owed hundreds of thousands of pounds and have not been paid a whole year later? The moral to be drawn from this is that the assurances given by the party leadership, you cannot, I say this with great regret, but this is our experience, the assurances given by the party leadership are worthless and meaningless. Which is why there's got to be a change of leadership at this top of this party, and there's got to be a change of leadership very, very soon. I'd like to say some words about leadership and leaders. First of all, the role of the leadership, the party management, the role of the leadership is in principle pretty simple. There are 3 tasks to be undertaken. Firstly, to keep the party solvent, that is, to keep expenditure within income and not to run up enormous horrific debts. The second task of the leadership is to keep the party legal, to do one's best to keep the party out of the law courts. And thirdly, the third major role of the leadership is to keep the party together. And to keep the party together on the basis, on the understanding that the party is a broad church and is representative of the British people as they actually are. That's the role of the leadership. In principle, it's pretty simple. In principle. As for leaders, yes, this party absolutely needs leaders. And it needs leaders, brave men and women, energetic, courageous men and women, campaigning in their towns, in their boroughs, in their counties. That's where the party needs leadership, and that's where the spirit and the energy should be invested. And as for the party leadership's role is to back and support these brave men and women. This party of ours needs to put roots down amongst the British people, and that can only be done by men and women campaigning in their towns. And one final word on this matter of leadership and leaders. I, for one, do not appreciate the constant, somewhat ridiculous leadership cult whereby the photograph of the chairman is published on almost every other page of our party publications. That's unnecessary and it is somewhat ludicrous. Leaders and leadership. I've spelt it out. Thanks very much. Our party has a wealth of expertise. In the ranks of our party, the members and the supporters, there are men and women who are experienced and with professional experience in all sorts of walks of life. We can have experts on many subjects, experts on the law, experts on the finance, experts on building, experts on the housing. So we fully recognise that it takes a team effort to effectively and properly govern this party, particularly with the problems that we're going to inherit when this party is taken over and the present clique is dismissed. And I can assure you that when we recruit the cabinet, we're going to call the team the cabinet members will be recruited on their past and proven experience. It will not be a recruitment on the basis of an old Powers Act. We are serious. There are big problems facing this party, and it's going to take a team. We fully recognise it's beyond any one individual's ability to solve these problems. It will be a team, and it has to be a team, and we're recruiting that team. Thanks.